Hey there guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV. This is the review of Arsenal versus Leicester. The final score being 2-1 and just absolutely wonderful. The perfect way in which to end the game. Danny Welbeck coming off the treatment table after 10 months out injured to get the winner in the final minute of the game. Fantastic stuff to see. I'm so pleased with Danny Welbeck in all honesty. And this was just a game that you would associate so heavily with English football. The controversy surrounding the officials, and it should be mentioned that Martin Atkinson and the Liners were absolutely diabolical in this game, as well as that you had the penalty from Jamie Vardy, the red cards to Danny Simpson, and like I say, the last gasp winner. It was a perfect game to watch. In terms of an entertainment value, absolute quality, a real spectacle this afternoon from both Arsenal and Leicester. Two teams playing some quality football, and actually saying that it wasn't the best of performances from Arsenal, but we really had to dig deep in this game. I felt players like Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez didn't necessarily have their best performances today, but to show we're still able to show that charisma to get a win in a game like this. I mean, our record against the top 5-6 clubs this season has been absolutely impeccable. If we can just get the wins that we're meant to in the final stage of the season, then I really do think we are on track to really just hopefully win the Premier League title. But this is certainly a step in the right direction, taking us within touching distance of top spot, just 2 points behind Leicester. Now, they've got some difficult games coming up, as do we, but we have got United away on the horizon. I'm hoping we can win that. A couple of changes within the Arsenal team. Per Mertesacker came in for Gabriel, one which I was a bit sceptical about. Gabriel's been playing some very good football for us recently. And he does seem to be forming that partnership with Laurent Koscielny at centre-half. But Mertesacker, experienced international, our vice-captain, I didn't really have too many issues with him coming into the Arsenal team. I thought he played well for the time that he was on the pitch. Did miss a chance which he should have put in the back of the net in the latter stages of the game. But all round a very solid performance from him. Koscielny started alongside him. He went off at half-time. Callum Chambers was introduced. Shout out to Callum Chambers. I thought he was absolutely amazing for the time that he was on the pitch. Really did put in a very sturdy performance, and he's certainly making a name for himself in an Arsenal shirt if he's able to put in those kind of performances on a regular basis in the centre of defence. But as well as that, we saw Francis Coquelin come in central defensive midfield, a position that should really have been given to him quite some time ago. I don't really know why Flamini has been starting there for the past couple of weeks when Coquelin has been fully fit. It absolutely baffles me that. But Coquelin put in a really sturdy performance. I thought he played really well. And then up front, we saw Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain continue his spell on the right-hand flank, and I thought he had a really confidence-boosting performance today. And he certainly is building on that goal that he got against Bournemouth last weekend. Great to see that from the Ox. He really is looking to be his old self again. But getting into the game, I thought it was a really bright start from Arsenal. Had a great chance for Oxlade-Chamberlain himself. I felt that he should have gone for goal instead of playing it across the 6-yard box. But it was a very bright start from Arsenal, and we were putting some early pressure on this Leicester City side, which they did soak up, admittedly. I thought Hoof and Morgan really did prove to be a sturdy defensive partnership at the back for them. They were playing some really good stuff and were making it very hard for us to break through. Giroud was winning a lot of stuff in the air, but wasn't really able to get much on target. It was very difficult for us at times, especially when the likes of Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez weren't putting in their best performances. On the subject of Alexis Sanchez, I thought it was a very out of sorts game from him. He wasn't particularly good against Bournemouth. I felt he was really out of it today. I don't think he put in a particularly good performance, and his game is becoming a little bit predictable to read. I think he does need to change things up a little bit. I'm not denying his quality in any way, but he does need to try something different in that game against Hull City, possibly, if he is to start that game, especially with Barcelona on the horizon. He's going to be going into that game with a point to prove. I have no doubts about that whatsoever. But it was a rather controversial first half. Martin Atkinson certainly at the heart of controversy in this game, because he was making some really peculiar decisions, and the most significant one coming when Jamie Vardy won the penalty. And it is really hard for me to argue against it, because I do think it was a penalty to Leicester in all honesty. It's just the fact that Jamie Vardy made an absolute meal of it. Nacho Monreal, the guilty party in this case. It was a great penalty by Jamie Vardy to make it 1-0 to Leicester. You've got to say, for the pressure they soaked, I wouldn't say it was a deserved lead for them, but they were playing some good football at that point in the game, and it was really our own doing, because we weren't taking the chances that were being given to us. We weren't testing Schmeichel at all. At half-time, Leicester had 3 shots on target, we'd had none, so it was completely our fault that we'd gone 1-0 down. Should have taken a few chances when they came to us, and we just weren't exerting enough pressure on the Leicester City keeper. Going out into that second half, I wouldn't say it was all that a lot better from Arsenal. We really started to play that bit better and put the pressure on Leicester when they got Danny Simpson, who got booked for a second time, a yellow card for tugging back, I think it was Alexis Sanchez. It was poor from him. He should know better as a professional footballer not to do that. 2 yellow cards. He went off the pitch, and at that point we really did start to play better football and make ourselves known in the game. We started to dominate the midfield that little bit more. We really had to go for it, and we got a goal back through Theo Walcott. Fantastic work from Olivier Giroud. It was a good substitution by Wenger to bring Theo Walcott into the game. He was certainly the man to unlock this Leicester City defence, but he was in the right position at the right time. Wonderful cushioned header from Olivier Giroud into the path of Theo Walcott, places it in the back of net with about 20 minutes left in the game, and it was really hard for us to try and get a couple of goals, because the fact of the matter is our finishing has been really off the boil in recent weeks, and we should have had this game sewn up way before we did. We should have had a couple of goals in this game. Mertzek had a great chance. I think Walcott had another good chance. Giroud had a great chance as well if it wasn't for Kasper Schmeichel making an excellent save on goal. But we should have had this game sewn up about 3, possibly even 4-1, and that's not me being arrogant. We did have that many chances on goal, and we really have to be taking them in the future. But thankfully, Danny Welbeck comes on with 10 minutes to go, and an absolute dream fairy tale ending for him. It was a wonderful delivery by Mesut Ozil, had a fairly quiet game by his characteristic standards, plays it into the box, Welbeck with a glancing header and makes it 2-1 to the Arsenal in what is arguably our most important game of the season thus far. If we can do that away from home at White Hart Lane, that would be absolutely perfect. But celebrations all around, jumping into the crowd is fantastic stuff to see, and the perfect way to end the game. I mean, who wants to win 4 or 5-0 when you can win in those kind of circumstances? But great to see from Arsenal today. 3 points, 2 points now off Leicester City at the top of the table. It is a massive couple of months coming up for us. Looking forward to that game against Hull City. Bit of welcome relief from the Barclays Premier League. Looking forward to seeing the likes of Alex Iwobi that little bit more, testing our B players, possibly giving Callum Chambers a start at centre half. But I'll leave that all for the preview of that game. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Please drop a like on it if you have done. Great day to be an Arsenal fan, and subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV if you're new to the channel. And as always, I'll be speaking to you very, very soon.
A little bit better than my seat, I will admit. Now you see, for me, this is, for me, one of the highlights of the tour. You see this? This is a gold Premier League trophy. You will not go to any other ground in the Premier League. Not Man United, not Chelsea, not City, not any of those grounds and see these, because this is unique to Arsenal.